welcome back to the Massicism teachings and that with the Massicism channel here and that. Today's video we are going to be doing the other heaven or hell realms. I did mention that I would make a video talking about this. That one was doing the focus on null and dull. Those are the two main heavenly and underworld realms in that for us within Massicism. This video will be with two parts done that because there's quite a bit of information to get through in that. Anyways, these first off though with the 5 other different realms that do not cater for the dead, though they have their own type of living, ways in that and such though, and that most of them I would say though that might not be suitable for normal life and that though, but they do have in their own weird way their own reality and their own life force in that. The first one though will be the astral realm. As you've heard though, the astral realm should not technically have any dead souls done that, because if it does though, but those are the ones though who cause hauntings. With the masses, we believe though that the hauntings and spiritual ghosts and all that is caused though by souls who have not moved on yet and they are stuck within the astral realm though, such though, or they choose to be there, and that they are hiding there within that realm. Most can meet ghosts here, however this realm is where our lively spirits, though that are still connected. When you astral project, you're still connected and anchored with your living vessel, your avatar. To go seek counsel and order with different entities or other high spiritual beings. You're going to your astral temple to communicate there with your patron gods or your lords, or your protective guides and such though, to commune with spiritual work and understanding on that. The lost souls here don't belong here, and they haunt us on low frequency donata, because they need immense amounts of energy in order to break through the veil donata, and that is why sometimes hauntings can be high at certain days or certain times in that though. Then when another person goes there, there's no activity whatsoever in that such, because they need energy in order to break through the veil down such. The astral realm mimics our third realm though, and that almost perfect. However, with a few changes. If you have ever astral projected, you would know that it looks exactly the same as us, as this world, but there's quite a bit of changes though that you'll be able to tell in the astral realm on that. The chaos realm. This realm though doesn't cater for the dead, it has its own ways of life and life force in that. As the name implies, it is a realm of pure chaos, and its shape and form changes often. It doesn't remain the same though, so the ways in that though, the structural compound that makes up its matter and such though quickly changes here and there, and it doesn't give a warning or tell when it will change. Though it's chaotic, it randomizes. In this realm, the Chaos Gods are absolute. They're the ones who rule here, as it uses their influence to leak into different realms, and this is why we have strife, havoc, tension, and unrest. Within Massicism, we believe that the Chaos realm leaks its energy into the different various realms, and that is why we have the issues, problems, tensions, a little bit of havoc and strife, and like that. Though these are just the natural things, we consider it a natural way, a natural tuning done that is part of the balance. So it's not something that need to be stopped. It's something that we understand that does happen, and it's completely understandable. The third one, the Abyss Realm, or the Realm of the Forgotten. This realm is a very strange and very distant realm, almost outside the circle of the cosmos itself. This realm is accessed through deep thought, ritual work, shadow work, and certain types of high and advanced meditation techniques. Why? Because whatever is forgotten appears here in a spectrum form: names, people, places, objects, events, knowledge. And that, what I mean by spectral form, it means that even though like an object, the original object is gone, it's completely destroyed, in that its spectral form, the knowledge that someone knew that it actually existed, what it does, and what it's used for, is now in the Abyss realm, though, in a random place within the Abyss realm. Don't think it is easy, as peering into this realm of subconsciousness can lead to your mental self becoming lost or damaged in the process. Only highly experienced witches or mages should attempt this, as it's not meant for beginners, and that it can be dangerous, and it can lead to possible mental issues and such. The fourth one is the Mirror Realm. This realm is largely unexplored, and it acts like a gateway for energy to be reflected and to flow. Unknown spirits could be here, but in Massicism we consider this as a travel world where one can move between point A to point B in record time. It is used as a world of channeling energy, a portal, a gateway, and such, and that. Not necessarily a fixed dimension. Then the last one is the second dimension, the one that we say it overlaps with our own third dimension, as this moves into the theory of that when you dream or sleep, what you see there is your real life, and that this world is the dream. If you know about that theory, you'll understand what I'm talking about, the nectar and such. So that's what in Massicism we perceive the second dimension to be, the nectar and such. Alright, now that we have that explained a bit, we can now move on to the other realms, which are the heavenly kingdoms and the underworld counterparts in that. We will start with the Greek influence side of Massicism and move on from that such stuff. These are the type of heavenly kingdoms that Massicism has in its faith, and that believes that the high heavens itself is divided up, and these are the kingdoms, and the gods who rule there I'm only going to mention about 3 though for each donut just to save time. But just note they have large families, and that all of them have very, very large families. Mount Olympus, the golden kingdom of the great gods. This kingdom is for those who have greatly pleased the gods and can now live in the cities located on the mountainsides of this realm. It is ruled by King Zeus, who in Massicism is more the god of glory and kingship than that of thunder or lightning. His queen Hera, who is the goddess of marriage and mothers, and that of gardens within Massicism, rules this kingdom with him and out. Athena, one of Zeus's many children, is the goddess of political warfare, planning, knowledge, and wisdom within Massicism. Olympus is a kingdom for those who honor the old ways, even in modern times and that. So that is what we think of Olympus. Hades, named after the older brother of Zeus, it is the underworld version of Olympus, meant to punish those who do wrong towards their king and neighbor, meaning their family members and such. Hades is a kind god, and his rule is just. His niece, whom is also his wife, Persephone, rules and keeps this section of the underworld in order. So it's not a chaotic part of the underworld, is a very orderly part of it. The other god who are in Hades' kingdom are his adopted children and cousin-like gods, one of them being Thanatos, who is the god of death, often mistaken with his cousin Hades, who is the god of the already dead and passed on to the underworld. Thanatos is considered the god of sleeping death in Massicism for those who pass away in just for cause and that and such stuff. And he's also one of the main cosmic death gods within our beliefs in that. The Norse pagan ways are also different within the Massicism path, and that the Norse Massicism influence in that. Valhalla, to us, it is a whole of clans to those who defended their community and fell in the name of something bigger than them, ruled by a council of gods. However, Odin is the wisest of all, and his counsel and advice is sought more by tribal men of Massicism. Freya, one of a consort to Odin, she is the goddess of vicious woman, love, war, fertility, and strength in our eyes. Odin's son, Thor, the god of protection, power, strength, and manhood. So that is what Valhalla is viewed for us. Hel or Helheim, though, a section kingdom within the 9th circle of the underworld, where the ice of the unholy dead is, and the touch of life does not reach. The daughter of the god of illusions and tricks, Loki, hails here. Hel herself rules those who are punished for the worst crimes against nature and life itself. Balder, the god of perfection, beauty, and light, helps her, and Nidgro gnaws at the roots of the creation tree that is found within this place. So the roots of the very massive, large creation tree is found within the 9th circle, and Nidgro is the serpent god of serpent stone who usually tries to break these branches though by gnawing it and such. The Egyptian pagan-like ways as nature of Massicism and is rooted within blood magic ways in that. Aru, the endless fields of peace and harmony, a paradise land where easy day-to-day activities are given and its beautiful landscape provides. However, to enter in this heaven as a Massis, one must have a patron god from here, and they must go through various rituals and trials, and only then can one like us enter in this land in the Massicism ways. Your patron god from here will tell you all your trials and rituals that you must pass through. You must have a spiritual connection towards the patron god from Aru, the one that you choose to be your patron god. Ra, the sun god and the god of personal sacrifice, rules here as king along with At, the goddess of heavenly skies and divine light, as well as the sky mother. Shu, the god of wind and breath, and many others rule under the kingship of Ra. Yeah. Duat is Underworld counterpart. This Underworld kingdom can be in the 4th circle or the 3rd circle, though there is a poem that says it's kind of like literally in between the 3rd and the 4th though. Unlike Aru, which is hard to gain entry in it, Duat doesn't have that issue, as one can easily fall here, as it is always easy to do the wrong thing, but the right thing will always be the hardest thing to do. Osiris, the god of gems and jewels in Massicism, rules this kingdom in his mighty fort. Anubis is a lord here as well, and one of the 16 cosmic death lords of Massicism, and is the sacrifice death or the loyal death. Nephthys, the goddess of funerals, rules side by side with Osiris. Duhat has many lords and many rules, and is considered to be one of the toughest underworld parts to live in that, because it has so many rules and that you have to follow, and it does have a ton of punishments and that within Massicism belief in that if you do not follow the rules, you will be punished in a certain way and that. But anyways, that is for the heavenly kingdoms and the underworld kingdoms, though part 1. I will explain more of them within part 2 and that and such. So I'll see you though in part 2 and that. Remember though to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below, and also share these videos though, that it can help the channel out though greatly. Anyways, I'll see you in the next